What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Taurus. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey because it's your general energy weekly spread. That melody's trying to lock in there, Taurus. I gotta sit with that at some point, and really, because nature my problem. But back to you, Taurus. Whenever you happen to come across this weekly video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force reading on a situation, okay? I just got done doing Cancer's channel not too long ago. The little insider there, Taurus. Well, that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Taurus. So I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then in case if you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're curious. And then also down in the description box, I have links for some other readers that I like watching as well, Taurus, so definitely check that out. Oh, and actually, yeah, we might want to hit them up soon. I'm kidding, Taurus. Well, we'll see. Because you got the 5th card of Scorpios here, which is the Thunderstorm card. And this is a card of power, destruction, trouble, electric display, a warning, out of control, energy shift, conflict, triumph over evil, fierce, booming, conflict, and opportunity to overcome. And so with this energy, Taurus, we are really in an energy shift right now. And I mean, you've been feeling it probably especially, depending on where your Taurus placements are at over these last 5 years or so, with Uranus kind of, changing things up in your sign here. And luckily, we only got another couple years of that. So, settle. We're almost there, Taurus. But we are in a big energy shift right now, with Pluto getting ready to retrograde back into Capricorn. Mercury's going to be moving into Gemini here on the same time. So I feel like a lot of stuff's going to get ready to shift here, another little global shift here, Taurus. So I feel like we are in a time where, yes, when we hear forecasts of thunderstorms and showers and things, that can get us in a place where, we get a little nervous about some stuff. It's just like, the first it's just like, okay, am I in a safe space? It's like we automatically get in panic mode, and where I feel like with this energy, it's staying calm, Taurus, especially with Jupiter having just entered your sign. This is going to be something where these storms are a great opportunity to see where you can bring some calm into your life. If things have been kind of bubbling up here for you, take a moment, be with those energies, and figure out, however we got to prioritize them. But, there are opportunities that are coming in these waves of energies that are coming, Taurus. And another thing too, just thinking about, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in the Celestial News Monthly next week, but Mercury's going to be retrograding in all the earth signs. And so I really feel like that this is going to be a big one for a really reflective time for, you, Virgo, and Capricorn, as far as just like thinking about your foundation with yours happening in your sign, where you're feeling secure. Virgo, thinking about our routines, our day-to-day stuff, how's our health doing? And in Capricorn, are we following on our dreams here? Is this where we saw our journey, where you wanted do we feel accomplished in what we're doing? And big stuff, but don't let that, again, try not to let that overwhelm you. This is a time for you to, really display your skills, Taurus. Get out there and show people how you reclaim your foundation. And when you do, the nice thing about that is, even if you weren't planning on being an inspiration, you walking in your Empress energy in the middle of this storm like a boss, that's going to inspire others. Because when thunderstorms come through Mars energy, because that's one of Scorpio's rulers, and even it's changed. Scorpio's ruled by Pluto as well. with all this change and rebirth and things, the Empress comes through and brings beauty and brings life, and is nurturing things back to working with this new soil that we're building on here, Taurus. So this is really, and especially right now, this might be a little Taurus, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, you do got, because your ruler just entered Venus, your ruler just entered Leo not too long ago. When I'm releasing this, just like yesterday, when I'm recording this, it was yesterday, but with, that's forming a square with your sign. And so you might notice some conflicts and things where you might need to tap into your creativity, really kind of think outside of the box. But, it's not, these energies are not meant to help you feeling like you're just like out of control or anything along those lines. It's to help you get grounded, help you get centered, and then to get this foundation over this next year, especially with Jupiter being in your sign, thinking about how we get comfortable long term here. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Well. All right, Taurus. Let's see what we have here. Abundance. I'm with it. Nice. Okay, I'm with it, Taurus. So you have the Three of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Seven of Discs, the Prince of Swords, and then the Ace of Wands. And so, Taurus, I feel like with this energy here, this is what we were talking about earlier. These thunderstorms, these situations that may feel like it's just like nothing but disasters or things, they're an opportunity for you to flex that creative muscle, to think about how you want to bring abundance into this world here, because the Three of Cups, and this might be something too, if you've noticed that it's been maybe around even like your close circle or something along that. If you've noticed, maybe the mood has been a little somber here as of late, because we're in a time right now where we're thinking about our investments, and thinking about with the Seven of Discs, thinking about, is this really going to help me, to expand, is this really gonna be something worth, it's like we're in an age of really kind of like learning a whole lot of new skills, we're adjusting to this Aquarius energy that's really getting ready to set into here next year. But if you've noticed that the tone has been maybe a little somber as of late, this could be something where maybe having like a little get together, breathing in some fun, because where it might be a little difficult with Venus being squaring your Taurus placements right now, she's still your ruler, and you're still you're a super creative sign, and you couple that with Venus being in another creative sign, Leo. I mean, you could really make some art here and really bring some stuff, start bringing some like happiness and celebrations and things, because this is a time for, yes, we're thinking about investments, and yeah, we might be worried, like, is this going to work? Is this going to work? Is this really going to bring me that stability, that fear of failure? But if we let that fear fuel us, Taurus, then we don't get anything. We're just sitting on this energy and there's no kind of growth happening. So we want to be mindful about getting caught up in our heads, potentially thinking about all the ways that things can go wrong. It's figuring out Ace of Wands, because the aces for me are like seeds. And if we're, the energies have been really ripe here, Taurus. So really pay attention to that, making sure that our head and our heart are in alignment here, with the Three of Cups being Mercury and Taurus. And if you can keep that, Mercury in Cancer, and if we can find that balance, then I feel you will be able to get this abundance and be able to spread that around as well. Maybe helps kind of take this burden off of everyone else. They can see that, yes, there is a way to get out of this. It's just doing that research, following the energies with the Ace of Wands, seeing, just paying attention to that stuff, Taurus. And let me get a little bit more on the Seven of Discs here, Taurus. Hold on. Okay, Taurus, let's see. Hold on. Oh, come on. Come on, Taurus. I love it. Same. She popped out for Libra, too. You got the Seven of Discs, clarified by the Empress, and the Five of Swords. And so we're going to talk about you in a second. But with the Five of Swords, I feel like it really is, this could be something too, paying attention to the people that we may be communicating with, the people who we are around. And if people are just perpetuating that doom and gloom all the time, I feel like if let's first maybe try to see if we can maybe change their narrative a little bit. Maybe we can switch the dynamics where it's like, yes, okay, yeah, you're right, absolutely, all this stuff. But what do we want to do about that? How do we want to bring change? You know what I mean? How do we want to bring some beauty, make this turn this adversity to our advantage here? But if you notice that that's still, it's still the same type of maybe people or something keep staying in that same type of cycle and can't seem to move on past that thing, then we may want to consider some boundaries here, Taurus. And not to say that we're cutting people off, but it's just like we want to distance ourselves from that energy because that's going to affect you over time. Yours is a sign of the senses, and when you think about that, if all we're hearing is all that just again failure, defeat stuff. Of course that's going to affect the Empress. That's going to affect her ability to manifest and all of that. So, really take care of your energies, Taurus, and allow this time, while we're in this energy, to be, write down some ideas or something along those lines. If there are any kind of, even if this is not like, because I don't even mean like starting up like a business or anything along those lines in this energies. Like this is an opportunity as well just to breathe more like creativity, maybe to do some recreations on the side, I will say because listen, I do understand, wanting to pay, make sure like where finances are in order and stuff. But, if we're constantly stressing over this stuff, it wears us out, Taurus. And I feel like just finding that some moments for, introducing some just where you can just kind of check out for a little bit, to just kind of be with yourself and your intuition, whether that be through music, maybe with like graphic design, maybe we want getting out in nature, maybe you love looking at thunderstorms, Taurus, but just anything to help you get in this, just in a state of zen. And I find when we get there, then that really helps get the gears turning and see like, okay, I've been restricted here. Seven of Discs is Saturn in Taurus. And it's like, yes, I've been restricted in this area. But the nice thing too, just even think about that, Saturn is forming a sextile with the sign Taurus. So everything's going to be, I feel like it's going to be some good stuff. All right, all right, Taurus. Yeah, I love that strong start there. Tell him, girl. Yeah, that was, I like that. Let's get some more on this. All right, Taurus. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you got the fifth card of Cancers here, which is the Urn card. And with this card, this is a card of loss, death, forfeiture, grief, closed up, bereaved, breakup, poverty, collapse, dispossess, remove, dismantle, deprive, absence, change of state, setback, it's over and done. And so Taurus, if we are maybe going through a loss, then I'm sending, Empress vibes and just, peace and love and light. And that's always tough energy to have to go through. So, and that's a thunderstorm all day. And that's even more reason to get into your Empress energy, take care of yourself. Maybe this could be too, maybe if we don't want to be around others right now. I feel like this is something that, don't force yourself. Process this how you need to process it. It looks differently on everyone, but, we got to process how that absence, of their presence, and how we're going to fill in that void, but I feel like love is a great way to start, as much kindness and joy and compassion as you can, Taurus, as it makes sense. I'd say, again, don't force this thing, but I do feel that with this as well, where things could and then even in just like, even, you know, just because this is just intense in general, you know, if this could be when we get in real type of real just tough situations like that, I do feel that this isn't necessarily, this is a chance for metamorphosis, because when we're especially if this is like maybe we've lost a job, you know, maybe something has happened with our home situation right now, maybe we're just trying to find stability there, you know, maybe things is just, if we've just been in a really precarious state, you know, I get that, Taurus, but it's when you get a moment, you know, just when you, in all this, you know, if it's just been seeming like a lot of chaos, there's really high emphasis of really just kind of finding your energies with that, or finding yourself in this. Because I mean, you got Scorpio and Cancer energy, because maybe this is something where you don't, maybe this is something where, yeah, we really need to just to feel this thing to heal it. But again, it's just like, I feel like just as it makes sense, but let me get some tarot on this, Taurus. All right, Taurus. So you got the Knight of Wands here, the Prince of Cups, the Four of Swords, and then the Five of Cups. And so, yeah, if we're feeling really kind of, we're feeling down right now, Taurus, because you are starting to rack up some heavy energy here. And if we are been feeling in this place where maybe we've been feeling down, if we've been feeling like, been kind of keeping things, because the Prince of Cups, he's kind of like my my card of suffering and silence. And if we've been Scorpio energy, and if we've been keeping something bottled up, or if this thing has become a, you know, whatever's going down becomes too much, you know, too much to handle all at once. This could be something, maybe communicating this thing, maybe finding someone that you feel comfortable being vulnerable with about this stuff, you know, maybe a friend, a family member, even if this is like professional help, Taurus, whatever that's looking like. But you know, with the Four of Swords, it's giving yourself a break, you know, finding that balance again. Because I feel like sometimes we can, when we go through really tough situations like this, sometimes for some of you, I feel like maybe we can try to just power through these things, and maybe we're suppressing the emotions, not really dealing with this stuff. But I find that with the Knight of Wands, he does have a lot of hot energy, and you do got some big energy here, but you know, if we don't deal with this stuff, that's not sustainable. You know, after a while, that's the quickest way to lead to a hanged man situation. If we let those things fester, and then it's going to be a force break. And that's not to get you scared, but it's just, because when we face this stuff head on and figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to process this thing, that's how the healing can start. But we have to really, excuse me, acknowledge it first. And then when we've let that stuff in, it's just, then it's because it's not, you know, when I'm saying, you know, like trying to find the positivity in things in this stuff, it's not that we're ignoring that this is happening. We have to acknowledge this stuff first in order to get that balance and that harmony, to find that abundance. But when we do, yeah, it's going to be this, the Empress is going to look a little different after that, you know, but it's going to, the Empress is a culmination of all the queens, and I bring that up to say, since we're talking about Cancer energy, it reminds me of the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is one, even, you know, when we get into tough energy like the Urn card or the Thunderstorm, or, you know, any this five of Swords disc, she values all of those experiences because they've make her who she, you know, they've helped make her who she are. They've helped her get to this Empress state. And you know, this also teaches you, if not anything else, Taurus, like this could be something to start with. This is going to teach you a level of compassion that not just for yourself, but maybe when we happen to be, you know, in life's journeys, you know, we never know who we may come across. Maybe someone might be going through something, they open up, and you can be that sympathetic ear, because maybe this is something too. Maybe if we feel like maybe we can talk about this thing, but maybe we don't feel like anyone really gets it, and I got something for that. But, you know, you can be that person for, you know, you can be that person that you wanted for you. You know what I mean? But I will say, my sun sign's in Cancer, and where, you know, sometimes I get where it's like, you know, no one really understands what I'm going through. I do get that on a personal level. Absolutely, this experience is totally unique to you, but I feel like if we can share this stuff, Prince of Cups, you know, maybe we can give the people a chance to try to understand, if that makes sense. But yeah, a little heavy there, Taurus, but yeah, some things to, you know, these chapters are part of life as well, and it takes some it takes a few cycles to really kind of really process all of this. And you know, maybe if this is something too, maybe this is like if we've been kind of maybe been kind of thinking about some, maybe reflecting, maybe, you know, whatever that's looking like, you know, that can still maybe, we're still maybe feeling a little choked up. And it's like, it's okay to still have, you know, reactions to that, Taurus. So yeah, really try not to, you know, beat yourself up or be disappointed in yourself or feel like this thing is going to defeat you or anything along those lines. Look at your last card here. Look at you, efficient. Okay, interesting. You know what, and I like that. So the last card here, you got the 6th card of Virgos here, which is the Sap card. And with this card, this is a card of resources, needed materials, flow, wealth, essence of life, spring, blood, nourishment, sweetness, energy, vitality, grounded, roots, abundant, physical health, and life force. And, you know, Taurus, you know, if things have been going through, if you've been going through a lot of experiences, however if this is translating for you, you know, when you think about Virgo energy, they're very much, you know, they're a sign of, they live in the 6th house, and that deals with, you know, routines, your health, the day-to-day activity stuff. And we've noticed that it's just been, your energies have just not been where, you know, you just been sort of just been kind of just going, you know, just been kind of maybe pushing through some things. I really feel that, you know, just whenever you can get a moment, you know, just if this is like little pockets of things, or maybe if we can take like an Empress weekend or just a sabbatical, really, with this energy, we might want to just take, yeah, if you can take however long you can, Taurus. But I really feel like this energy is saying, you know, let's get grounded. You know, let's add some sweetness into our lives. Let's focus on doing some healing. You know, especially if this is, and when this, you know, if this happens in the future, you know, because there's going to be times where things might feel a little dismantled. You know, there's, you know, a change of the state of things, and where, you know, change. And listen, you know, I know because, you know, yours is a sign of being the fixed sign of Earth. You know, change can be a little tough for you, Taurus. It's not to say that you can't, but sometimes it's in combination too if you have a lot of fixed energy in your chart. But yeah, just Taurus energy in particular. You know, it can be tough for that adaptability, or if there's such a drastic change. But the thing is, Taurus, with Scorpio being your opposite sign, we can learn a lot from our opposite signs, and, you know, we can learn to embrace that change and again, allow yourself time to heal, but know that it's going through, things aren't just being out of control just for no reason. Again, it's really shaping you into your Empress energy. You know, it's helping you get to where you can bring some healing back to the world, you know, where you can, you know, yeah, just bring beauty and healing back. But I feel like we know we got to start here as this stuff is happening, and just really process this stuff, because there is abundance in here. You know, it's, you know, just sometimes we gotta look deep. Sometimes it's, you know, even just abundance, if we don't see it around us, sometimes it's even just making peace that, you know, that the abundance is here, you know, where if we're not feeling, you know, while we're getting everything else in order, let's just make sure you're good in-house. You hear mind, body, spirit, and then when you start getting in balance there, it'll start permeating out in your world, and things will start, you know. But let's get some tarot on that. Absolutely. Look at that. Now we're cooking. And that's how you work on becoming an empress. All right, I'm with it. All right, last little bit here. And this is a strong little finisher here. I like this. You got the Six of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Nine of Discs, and then the Priestess. And then let's switch back over. Because with this energy, Taurus, you know, eventually we do need to, eventually, you know, as it makes sense, we want to think about with the Six of Swords, how can we, what does healing look like? What does that moving on process look like, you know? How do we prevent ourselves from staying stuck in the past? You know, what are some, because this, you know, Venus, or the Nine of Discs, this is Venus in Virgo. And when you think about that, you're getting in that routine of an empress. And really just with these two as well, because, you know, the Priestess is the moon, and the moon is exalted in your sign, Taurus. And I bring that up to say, you know, things may be kind of feeling out of whack right now, but give it some lunar cycles, you know, be with your energy, you know, just sit, meditate, you know, really process this stuff and see what changes are happening within you, because these types of things, they do change us in a way, and it's embracing what that looks like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's going to be, it's going to be challenging, Taurus. But the nice thing I like with the Six of Cups as well, it's creating new memories, you know, and creating more time for creating more moments of joy, you know, and this is a card here in the Thoth deck of pleasure. So doing some recreational things for yourself again, you know, just as it makes sense, and I feel that this will get you in a better place, Taurus. But yeah, I'll leave that there. That was a little tough there, Taurus. So yeah, know that I'm sending all the, you know, if anything of this resonated with you, know that I'm sending all the high vibrations out there for you, and give this a thumbs up, Taurus, to let others know. You know, just I feel like just as a signifier, just like, hey, we're all processing this stuff right now. There's been a lot of changes and loss, and however that may be manifesting, but we're a soul tribe, and we know we're growing through it all together, you know. Sometimes that can be a comforting thought too. And share this, Taurus, if you know someone who might be kind of struggling with something like this too. And then if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I release videos each week. It's like, ooh, okay, let's try to lighten up this energy a little bit, Taurus. And you know, maybe something too while we're thinking about this stuff, you know. I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages. And, you know, definitely as the group grows, I want to do you can schedule different meditation groups. I'm going to do something like, you know, Void a Course with the Priestess, or, you know, self-care with the Empress, you know, something along those lines. And that might be something too, Taurus, you know. Maybe we can self-care with the Empress. So, yeah, definitely check that out. And then, lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placements, I mean, you got our ruler here, but if you have any Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, well, maybe Venus, come on over to my other channel. That might be a stretch. Maybe. Come on over to my other channel, the Charity and Friends. Don't mind me. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. And you got the World card here, Taurus. And I like that. Saturn energy. And you know, with the World, because sometimes it can be, I feel like, especially when we're going through a particularly tough cycle, you know, it can be hard to see what lessons are trying to come from this, you know, what growth could possibly come from, you know, maybe so much chaos or just, you know, whatever that's looking like. But Saturn, where, yeah, how he goes about doing growth may not always feel ideal, but it is trying to get you to this Empress state in the long run. Here, let me get your oracle card. But Yeah, just if we've noticed that we've maybe been kind of stuck in something as of late, you know. Just again, as it makes sense. You know, start doing seeing what ways maybe we can bring some healing into our world here and start getting through this stuff. And I like that. You got the amulet card here, and that might be something, you know. You know, I feel like with this amulet card, I feel like that this is more so kind of saying like, I almost get like maybe like a decluttering of some stuff, you know, maybe there are, maybe something to try, maybe if we've been kind of feeling like just really kind of stuck in this energy, maybe doing some cleaning up around the house, maybe rearranging some things, you know, just kind of shifting the energies around. Because like, and I know that may seem kind of simple, but maybe something as small as that can be, you really would be surprised how that can really shift up your energy. I mean, maybe even trying something just, I don't know, I feel like there's something like just like little things maybe that we can try breaking the cycle with, you know. I was just, maybe this will give you a little kicker, Taurus. Right before I was recording this, you know, I was changing shirts, and I was like, I noticed like I put my shirt, or I always start with the left arm, and then I went to try with the right arm. I was just like, oh, but it's just like even little changes like that. I was just like, huh, maybe I'll try, you know, switching things up a little bit. It felt a little different, but it's just like you never know, like what kind of. And you know, that could be something too. If this is not like physical decluttering, maybe something like that. If we notice little trends about ourselves, just trying something different. And you might even get a little kick out of it, Taurus, when you notice these things about yourself. And if we can get some more laughs into our world as well, maybe get some, just some, telling ourselves some more joyful things and surrounding ourselves with some beauty, you know, getting out in nature, however that's looking, Taurus. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there. So you stay safe out there with all this energy, because yeah, we're going through some mad shifts right now. Pluto's been going to work. It's been a lot, and it's gonna we're in for a roller coaster. But I feel that it's gonna be. I mean, come on, Venus is letting you know that we might be kind of, you know, we might be in the storm right now, but you know, there's calm in here. There's abundance, and big abundance. We just gotta work on it. We just gotta find it. And I will catch you. Oh, where's your mouse? On the next one. Later.